What's up guys, it's Missy. I am back with another SimCity build a video. Today we're going to be talking about the Missy's Building Guide and the commonly asked questions and or mistakes that you guys are making or confusion, okay? So like a lot of you guys are coming to me asking the same questions, or you're confused because there's the old Missy's Building Guide that was put out about a year ago, and then there's the new one with all of the more updated features, right? So since then, since the original one went out, I went into that document and I changed a couple of things, and then I put out another video called Missy's Guide Platinum. I've been referencing it like pretty much everywhere. I put it on our Facebook page, so if you're not a member of our Facebook page, you should be. That way you get all of the up-to-date information. So you can type in SimCity Buildit, MissyanneTTVYT, join our Facebook page, and then you'll have all that updated information. So let's talk about the new comm guide first. The new comm guide is out, and I did add chems, sugar, and launch war attack. Those were the three that I had forgotten to put in there. Those have been added. They were added like the first, I don't know, the day after I launched this guide. I went back and I added those. So if you printed it on the day it was launched, you'll need to reprint it. But other than that, it's good to go. Okay, so the Missy's Building Guide. One of the number one questions that I get is, do I need to have a storage requirement before I can go past level 18 and into level 24? That is one of the new things with the building guide that I put out recently, is that you do not need to wait for that 350 storage requirement. Now the reason for that is because back with the original Missy's Building Guide, the contest of mayors was only allowed to be accessed at level 18. The game has since changed, and you can now access it at level 11. So what this means is that you're able to climb your way up the leaderboard and enter into Mega at a lower level or at a quicker rate. Now, essentially, you want to be in Mega at level 24. This will make it so much easier for you. You'll be able to do your production tasks much faster because you'll have those gold tokens. You want to be level 18 so you can join a group so that you can bank in on all those group rewards and things like that. So the storage requirement was 350 before you left level 20. That is now non-existent. Okay, so what you can do is you can start at level 1, and I do have a buildings guide, a walkthrough that you guys can follow for the first, I don't know, 20 levels or something. But basically what you're doing for the first 20 levels is you are upgrading regular residentials only. No Latin, no old townhomes. Okay? What you don't want to have happen is you don't want to end up with like 70 half upgraded buildings that can't be converted into epic projects. They have to be at a maximum upgrade before they can be converted. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're getting those at their maximum upgrade before you get ahead of yourself and lay down too many houses. Now 5, 6 houses is fine, you know, that you're working on multiples at once. But don't have like 60 of them out there that are halfway upgraded, okay? You need 35 homes before you can even participate in an active war. So you need to take that into consideration, which if you're only building regular residentials, you will be able to have those 35 homes. Now, once you've hit level, 18, you can join a group. You can bank in on those group rewards like the legendary chest and participating in war. That is when you want to add as many war points as possible and stack up as many war cards as possible. Now, it does not matter what your storage is, okay? You can go up to level 24, but you cannot leave level 24 until you've completed everything on the Missy's Building Guide, which means you're going to be at level 24 for a really long time. But at level 24, you will be able to successfully max out your storage at a faster rate than you would at a lower level. That is facts, okay? It's been tested by many people many times. You do not find more rares at lower levels. You think you do, but you don't, okay? You have more depots accessible to you, and you obtain more rares by participating in clubs, by getting those club rewards, by getting the mayor's, pass rewards. All of these things are going to add up to your success. But ultimately, global market is going to be where the majority of your rares comes from. Okay, you can get a few from the mayor's pass, you can get a few from the group chest. But that group chest that you are not banking in on each week is going to hurt you, because that's a lot of cash. And that's 15 rares a week that you're not getting. Okay? Then you have to take into consideration that if your club does 2 wars a week like ours does, then you're not banking in on those rewards either. So depending on what arena they're in, that could mean up to 120 cash and 12,000 war simoleons each week that you're not getting by just remaining a lower level. Now, at a lower level, when you open the Global Depot, what you'll notice is, or the Global HQ, is you only have a few boxes visible to you. And usually by the time you arrive, the rare items are gone. What you need to do is you need to bring yourself up a couple levels, you know, go up to level 24, and this will allow you to have a wider audience of depots that you can see, but not too many to the point where you're unable to find any rares. And mind you that you can only see the items in which you have unlocked, right? So if the majority of players between levels, I don't know, 8 and 12 are feeder cities that are just hunting rares, then it would stand to reason that you would want to increase your audience to a larger bracket of people, right? That being said, you also need to have a way of earning money during this time. Now, some of you may have a feeder city that you can, you know, funnel money to. But what you can do is you can make donuts like you should be doing, producing those, producing nails, you know, pick up our production guide. All of the max items that you can make are in there. And you'll actually earn about 30,000 at level 18 will be your daily income just from donuts alone. So that'll help you with your rares and things like that. Following the Missy's Building Guide, if you haven't already seen it, there was a video that went out, I don't know, about 2 weeks ago. And it says max everything in 30 days or 90 days. That is basically a progress report video of anybody who I'm in contact with that's following the Missy's Building Guide, the more recent one. I have probably 15 players that have already completed it and are into, I want to say, the third, you know, stage of it, where basically they're going past level 30. And those players, they had maxed out their stuff within the first 90 days, same as everybody else. So just be aware of that. Okay, so this guy here, he is on our Facebook page. He asked a question this morning, and because I get so many of these questions, I wanted to put out a video and answer a lot of the common questions. Now this one, he says he has a small problem. He's been following the SimCity Building Guide, so the Missy Guide, I guess. I will soon reach level 18. I have 35 regular buildings plus a Latin building, which I accidentally put on the game map. And no buildings are ready for upgrade, even though several of them are not fully upgraded. How do you know they're not fully upgraded? Is the question that I have. Is it because they're short? Because here's the thing. When they're short, that doesn't necessarily mean they're not fully upgraded. The way that the game works is the better the wealth forecast, the better the building when it reaches its final upgrade. So what that means is, let's say you have a zone on your map where you have a lot of coverage for, let's say, transportation, education, and parks, and you upgrade a home and it's its final upgrade, it will transform into a skyscraper versus one of these ugly little buildings, because you don't have as many things boosting your popularity, so to speak. Like, there's nothing in that area to make that a good area. That being said, what you need to do is you need to click on the little house on your map where you go to place down the new buildings, and on that screen it will show you this right here. Okay, this is the picture that you submitted. Now what this says is ready for upgrade is 0. Total is 36. So you don't have any houses ready for upgrade. As stated in your description, you said that you had them ready for upgrade, but they weren't showing. These houses right here are fully upgraded. They are like that because they are in a zone where the wealth forecast is very low. Okay? Now what you want to do is you want to go and add more regular buildings, okay? So essentially with the Missy's Building Guide, the idea is that you're taking all of the regular residential homes, you're maxing them out, okay? And when you hit level 24, you stop. You wait until you are in the Mega League, in the Contest of Mayors, before you begin converting those homes to epic projects. Because these are a very limited feature, meaning you have to upgrade again before you can do more epics. That means that you have a very low amount of epics that you can do to benefit for the Contest of Mayors. So when you're in Mega, you want to save as many epic projects as you can for future Mega wins. Meaning if you get an epic project assignment for, let's say, 2,000 or 2,400, what you would do is you would complete the desired points that it's asking for, which is usually 40 or 60. You would stop, pause, give it some time, continue doing your assignments, because usually that assignment comes back 2 or 3 times before it stays away for good. And then you would wait, see if you get another epic assignment before that timer runs out, and you would complete those. Then when you get closer to the top, then you say, okay, I have enough time, or I don't have any, more points left, and I'm running out of time on my epic, and you would finish it up to a gold epic. You would get the cooldown timer of 12 hours, and then you'll be able to start your next epic if needed, okay? If your epic points are low in your list, let's say it's an 800 epic, and you have other rotatable options that could bring good opportunity, then you should probably not open up that doorway and try to save as many of your epics for future megas as possible. Doesn't mean that you won't do an 800 epic in the future. It just means that it's something that you should put a little bit more caution to if it's at a lower value, because you want to save those for as long as you can. Eventually what will happen is you'll burn through all of your limited assignments like beach, mountain, epics, things like that, and then you'll be basically stuck with production, war, and the couple other things that you can do here and there, like coins or keys if they're at a higher value, things like that. But eventually you're going to run out of all your limited assignments, and it's going to be harder and harder for you to win. Now by that time, you guys will have banked in a lot of wins by then, okay, hopefully. But if you're somebody who doesn't pay attention to the guide, you unlocked beach and mountain before you got to Mega, you burned through all your epics, you're going to have a much harder time being successful in Mega going forward, because you're going to have burned through all of your really easy boost you up average limited time tasks. So to answer your question, as I did already, but let me just recap that, is you want to lay down more regular residential homes and continue adding those to their maximum upgrade. You can add as many of those as possible, and that will get you to basically where you should have, I believe, for the I want to say for level 24, I think it was 40 homes, if I remember right. I honestly can't remember. Somebody had told me what it was, and let me see what your thing here says. So you're only at level 17. So there's no way that it's 40. Okay, so it was 40 to 18. That's right. Okay, so what you're going to do is continue laying down homes. My guess is you'll probably end somewhere around 50, maybe 60 homes. Regulars, of course. And that one Latin home isn't going to make or break you, you know. So let's see. So this person had commented on that post and said the buildings suck. Well, those buildings are the only ones that can be converted into epic projects, and they have a low service rate. So that is why he is putting those down. And this is your post looking for a club, and you're running an epic, and you have 1 pointers out. So that is why you're not reaching the top tier of your epic, and you're wasting very valuable buildings by doing that. So, yeah, I would definitely put those 1s and 2s in storage, place out only 3s, do better on your epic prep, and you're level 39? Ouch. Ouch. With the 195 storage. Oh, man. You need to restart. You got problems. Okay. Alright. So, the next thing here is that I think that just about covers most of the questions that you guys have. So the storage requirement is not there. You can speed level all the way to 24 with any amount of storage, as long as you don't leave level 24. The Missy's Building Guide is in the description of pretty much every video on YouTube. And if you go to our Facebook page here, you can hit announcements, and this will bring you to the section where there's any announcement that went out. You know, like it could be a video that I marked as an announcement, or it could just be the Contest to Mayor's Guide. There's quick guides. Let's see. Rules of rotation. You know, that document is in there. Let's see. That pretty much covers it. I mean, the building guide is... I'll post the building guide again, but it's right here. So, I'm going to go ahead and repost this, okay, later today, so that you guys have it more up at the top of the group, and I'll pin it to the top, actually, is what I'll do. I'll just pin this one. Okay, so now when you go to our Facebook page, the very first thing that you see is the Missy's Building Guide link. And then I believe this one is already pinned as well. I'm going to pin the comm guide and the Missy's Building Guide to the top so they're easy for you guys to find. And that covers it. So if you guys have any questions, you guys can always hit me up on Facebook, or you can send it to me in a private message if you want. You can, you know, comment on the YouTube video, whatever you want to do. But basically, save your beach and your mountain and your epics for Mega. Do not do them in any other league, okay? Do not do them just for fun. They are too valuable of assignments to just waste to unlock them now. You need a population boost, so you can use the transportation category, and if you would like, you can use the education category. Try to unlock as little war cards as possible until you reach Mega, so that you can save as many as possible for when you get to Mega and you get those assignments. You will need to unlock some war cards in order to earn points to earn more war cards, but you should be launching as many war attacks as possible, spending your war coins only on jackpots, and basically just banking in, collecting as many boosters and war cards as possible. And when you work your way up the low tiers in comm, a lot of you guys are making the mistake of doing long assignments like airport or factory or whatever. You guys should just be doing the bare minimum. Okay, so like coins, keys, repair, things like that. Those are easy, quick tasks that you can do with minimal issue to your game. Like, you're not burning up any limited time stuff, and you're able to score a decent score for the league that you're in. And then when you get to Metro is when you need to kind of go through your game and make sure that you are prepared for Mega. Now, I have videos on how to prepare for Mega and what you need to have done. But essentially what you need to have is you need to have all of your shop slots as, you know, unlocked as possible, preferably maxed out. You're going to use any cash that you get through, you know, video ads and, you know, city journals and things like that. You're going to use any of that cash should go towards unlocking your shops. You should not be buying rares, paying for items to be completed, or wasting cash on side promotions. You should be focusing all of your cash towards your game and making it better. When you get to Mega, or when you get to Metro and you're planning to go into Mega, you need to be prepared to clear 75 assignments, okay? Now, If you're in my group, the way that we do it is we do war, active war, and that is 12 hours before the contest begins. And the reason for that is so that when the contest begins, if somebody has a attack, you know, that they have a high attack assignment, they can do it right away. They don't have to wait for the attack phase because we're already in the attack phase. And it kills that preparation time. So that helps. So a lot of people, when you don't procrastinate and you actually want to win and do good, don't have a problem clearing all their assignments that quickly. When you procrastinate and you just screw off, you're going to have problems. So usually what ends up happening is the first half of, or the first war, everybody goes as fast as they can to get as much done as possible. Then during the cooldown, they either get smacked with a war assignment that they can't do and they're just idle for the whole cooldown, or they're working on a couple of factory productions and dealing with that downtime. The next thing would be that second war has started. You now have that preparation phase, which is 12 hours. So we have a 12-hour cooldown and a 12-hour prep, which means you have 24 hours between wars where you can't do any attack assignments unless the monster is in your city. So that being said, you need to plan for that prior to the first war ending. If you have any low attacks that you need to rotate, that would be the time. When second war begins, that is when you finish up the remainder of your tasks. So basically, if you don't have every single task done, including your tickets, by the time second war is over, then you have successfully screwed up your week. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get war assignments and you're not going to be able to do them. And you're either going to have to cancel them, or which basically takes a hit on your average, or you're going to have to leave them sit, which also takes a hit on your average, a continual hit, right? So either way, it's going to drop your score quite a bit by not being able to do those assignments. That being said, whatever your war schedule is, you need to be done with comm before that ends. Okay, so if you only do a war once a week, you might want to be looking for a different club. Really, truthfully. That or you're going to be, and you're going to end up busting your butt for the first, I don't know, war, the whole duration of the war. And even then, if you get smacked with any long factory productions, you're looking at major problems. You're looking at spending twice as much cash and having more of a headache than need be. So that being said, I would absolutely find a club that fits your needs. Now, too many people stay in a group where they're comfortable with the players, but the group is not beneficial to their game. And that is the wrong thing to do. I know you're comfortable where you're at. I know you like where you're at. But if it's not successful to your game, then you need to consider going elsewhere and being successful elsewhere, or talking to the leader as to like, hey, you know, we're trying to play and be beneficial here, and this is not a beneficial strategy, and see if, you know, they don't mind, you know, amping up the wartime or whatever. But don't be surprised if they don't. If they don't, then there's nothing more you can do. It's their group. It's ultimately their choice. They do what they want to do. You can always make your own group. You know, it's only 50 cash. You can advertise that group on Facebook to all the SimCity Buildit groups. You know, say you're looking for members, and that this and this is what your goal is, and this is what your rules are, and go from there. Know that being a club leader, it definitely takes patience, which I am out of. But basically, it takes somebody who has a backbone to run a group, because people are going to walk on you. They're going to come into the group and be horrible members that don't offer anything to the group, and they'll be nice people, but they're horrible members. And you have to realize, like, hey, it's all fine and dandy to be friends and mingle and talk and all that. We do that in our group as well, but we're also here for a reason. Okay, we're not just here for the chatting. So if you're not going to be beneficial, and productive, then you need to look elsewhere for a different group that's more for the casual setting. So make sure that whatever your group is about, if you want casual players or if you want really, hardcore active players, that you make that very clear moving forward and that you stick to it. Because people will try to test that. They'll try to come into your group as a casual player saying, oh yeah, I'm a hardcore player, I'm on all the time, and then they get in there and they don't do squat. So you have to be able to say, hey, look, it's not working out, you're gonna have to go, or figure it out. You kind of have to be the asshole, you really do. Okay, so if there's any more questions about the Missy's Building Guide, go ahead and refer to the Missy's Building Guide Platinum video. Okay, so just type in MissyAnne Platinum and it should pop right up. Okay? That is the most up-to-date Missy's Building Guide video out there. If you're watching any other videos, those were posted, 10 months ago or so. They still have a lot of good information, but there's just a couple of changes that were made based on the game. So, other than that, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get this posted and then try to get this other video done for you guys.